providing hope for the homeless. That's why we're there. But for Jerry, who I've known now for 15 years, 12 years, it has been a real pleasure. Jerry is the founder of the Chaplaincy for the Homeless. And we were working quite well until 2014 when the chaplaincy decided to do away with the chaplaincy and just focus on their mission, which was issuing IDs to the homeless people. Well, issuing IDs sounds like not a big deal. Jerry used to do it one-on-one, and one-on-two, and one-on-three, and he finally got a few people to help him so he could give IDs to 6 or 8 people and then 50. Last year, we gave over 8,000 identification pieces of paper to homeless people. But the Homeless ID Project had no chaplain, and so was losing the support of a lot of the Christian community, which we had depended on for many years. And so it was finally brought to my attention, really through my pastor, who was a contributor over the years. And so what we did is we recreated the chaplaincy in 2018, January of 2018. I went and got 4 of my best friends and said, I need help. And God bless them, they said yes, they would help. And there's a couple of them are sitting at the table here. One has some back problems and couldn't be here, but we recreated what Jerry did. And the way I did it was I went back and I got Jerry's paperwork when he applied for a nonprofit organization, and I got his paperwork when he protected our license, our chaplaincy logo. I got all that together, and I just copied it. And so what you see in the chaplaincy today is exactly, right down to the bylaws. And so what you see is what exactly Jerry wanted to put together. He was looking so far forward in the future. So I've asked Jerry just to make a few kind of closing remarks or remarks about what it has meant to him. He has moved on to bigger things, I believe. Beatitudes is a very big thing that he has a very strong part in creating the Beatitudes, which is Hospice of the Valley, and I think all of you know about hospice. It's a tremendous organization. So I'm going to let Jerry take over, and whenever he runs out of breath, that'll be it.
I promise you that will not be very long. On January 1st, I will turn 90. Here I am, still kicking, still walking, although a little bit shaky, but I'm glad to be here today and represent the beginning of the Chaplaincy for the Homeless. Before I began collecting people around this idea, I went down and spent a month living among the homeless people. I had a wife, and I still have a wife when I finished. And so I got to learn what homeless people were facing when they were trying to put their lives back together and get off the street, begin to live life again as a productive person of our society. Well, I'm not going to take much longer because we've sat here a long time, but I do want to give you this challenge. You must, if you can, and I hope you will, draw closer to the homeless people you serve. Meet them where they are. Some of you take it on yourself to go down and talk with homeless people on the street. Engage them in conversation. Ask them what the troubles they're meeting are on the street. Also, if you can get them to converse with you about their problems. Why are they on the street? A lot of them, of course, are from alcohol and chemical dependency, but not all of them by any means. So those are the people you're serving in this body, and I would hope that some of you, together, or I'm sure you're going to be a little reluctant to do it by yourselves, which I did. I went down and just slept on the street. I had my sleeping bag, and I'd get close to groups of people, and eventually we would have conversations. Well, anyway, that's a challenge I give you. Don't get too far away from the people you serve. You have some representatives here today, and I urge you and encourage you to reach out to the homeless people in yourselves. Bring them more than you have now and then to meetings like this. Encourage them that way. So it's my great pleasure to give this word from a founder and say, I've done my part, now do yours.